Hey everyone, Eric Nelson here once again, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. For today, I am back with another book review on Traci Lawrence's Accept No Trash Talk. Now, do not worry, this is not an anti-swearing book where she will tell you that we as a society should not accept obscenities or swearing or using the F word and all of that. No, it's not. No, this has nothing to do with going against free speech or the actual usage of obscenities. But I love the actual title because although it may be now I do not think it's misleading, but maybe other people may think that. But I think it's wonderful because you know because it subliminally says that we shouldn't accept any type of behavior that is related to trash talk. And what this book actually what this book actually talks about is how it begins with how people who probably identify themselves as a minority, as well as people who are faced with a lot of limitations, whether it's physical or mental, and she sort of brings us, to their own point of view, and you really sort of, even if you never had any limitation before, you actually really understand what they are really going through. Now, as me myself, I actually sort of understood before that because, I'm sure as you all know, I have a limitation of of my own speech problem. Where if I'm doing something like giving one of my oral book reviews, sometimes I have to film myself multiple times before I realize that it will be the actual final cut, and it's really frustrating. So I really like how she begins the book like that. And then as the actual book goes on, she brings us to something else where it relates more to the title, which is by not accepting behavior that is related to trash talk. And in a couple of the in a couple of the categories that she brings up are people who are who are real mean bullies and people who like to be con, controlling of others. And one of the things that really that one of the lines in the book that really stood out for me was this one line, and actually one reviewer on Amazon agrees with me actually, and the one line is con I'm sorry, controlling people do not like to be controlled themselves. And you know what? And I'm sure that we can all agree on that because I think they themselves know that they're being a little too mean, or they're kind of pushing their authority to a limit that they themselves can see isn't right, but they can't help it because that's how they are. And I can understand that because when I used to be a manager at a few places, I found myself to be a little too controlling, So when I was reading that part of Tracy Lawrence's book, I was like, wow, that was me. And I don't think I was a mean boss, but I had moments where I felt like I was controlling. And you know what? Even if you haven't managed a place before, I think we as humans, we can, we do have moments where we are controlling, but that's not the type of con but that's not the type of controlling that Tracy Lawrence is actually talking about. What she's talking about is people who have the love and the need for controlling others all the all the time. And what she talks about in the book is how the people who love to actually control people do not realize what they are actually doing. Now, as I said before about myself, I realized that I had moments like that, and maybe I should actually, and I was debating on whether I should scale back some of that controlling or not. Well, as a manager, you kind of have to look like you're in authority, but me as a person, I felt like maybe I was being a little too hard, but not as much as someone who loves it. And then she goes on to actually talking about something that is a real hot topic in the sense of human behavior, and that is people who love to make other people's lives a living hell, which is of course a form called bullying. And now in her book she talks about how people who a lot of people who love to make people's lives a living hell feel a huge amount of self-righteousness. And I always felt that people who were real, who love to actually bully people, had a lot of insecurity as well. And she actually does talk about insecurity, but she brings up a lot of ways that bullying, or that actual bullies feel a lot of self-righteousness. And it's a wonderful read, and it's not just that one section, it's the whole book. And I think that this self-help book, it could be, you know it's for everyone, whether you're someone who isn't any of the things or any of the topics that Tracy Lawrence actually talks about, or if you are, it's this book is for you. Basically, it's for everyone. And if you are one of those actual categories that she actually talks about, it may hurt you a little, but people, you need a wake-up call. You need help, but before you go to a psychiatrist, please read this book, because the therapy process will be a lot easier for you. So you can get this book on your Amazon Kindle, like how I did, or anywhere else. And I hope to see you all at the bookstore or the iBookstore.